started with a whisper.
Dude, we're recording.
You're listening to the House of Juicy.
Hello everybody, welcome to House of Juicy, and this is the second part in our 4-part series of Robocop reviews. Today we are reviewing Robocop 2, 1992, and it was directed by Irvin Kershner. To the right of me is Benjamin. Over here we have Ben. We have Daniel, the milkman. And to the left of us are our new House of Juicy alumni, Derek, aka Dak, and Nate. As he continues to serve the law, Robocop is slowly coming to grips with the loss of his former life as Alex Murphy, and is overwhelmed by his struggling emotions. Though he attempts to reach out to his family, he eventually realizes he cannot return to them. When he finally sees his wife, he tells her that the face that was placed on him was merely to honor Alex Murphy, and that Alex Murphy is no longer alive. Well, let's start off with what we liked, what we didn't like.
Sure.
Alright, Ben, what didn't you like?
Well, first thing that I didn't like was the story at the same time as I liked the story. I liked how they brought in the real personal parts of Murphy's character and his backstory, and that actually gave him a lot more character. It gave you a lot more empathy for his character, things like that. It showed that he was actually still human inside instead of just a robot, and they touch on that so well. They bring in the wife, things like that, and then all of a sudden they just fucking drop it like it was nothing into other stupid storyline that doesn't really have much to do with Robocop himself.
I'm touched.
It was like it was two different movies.
Exactly.
I actually thought the story was good. Like you said, it was good. It was really slow in the beginning when they were explaining all that, like his memories and his past life. They must have been like running out of film or something, because last, I want to say 30 minutes of the movie were real crushed and pressed together and just rushed.
Right. It felt like they were writing the script while filming still. Like they were still trying to come up with ideas like
They could have been on
during
Nuke.
the filming. They could have been on Nuke.
Next, I'd like to talk about the satire of Robocop. A big staple in the series that we've seen, thus far. We have our commercials, just like we did in part 1.
It's like the in the first movie, they were really commenting on like the consumerism and materialistic way of American life. But in this one, they were kind of just going straight for laughs and straight for, what do you call that, jaw-dropping reactions.
Forced, right?
It is really forced.
Pity!
Well, it could have been that they were trying to talk about how the media at the time was becoming less and less sensitive to blood and violence in its various mediums.
I was saying, you mentioned the media, right? There was the scene where they're in the boardroom, and they were talking about like environmental concerns and violence, and I don't know, that I sort of got the feeling that they were making fun of the media at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's too expensive.
Tired of paying for Amazon? Try our Naldo acquisition services.
Tú quieres trabajar?
Make it happen.
Sí.
Turning deals into steals.
So, after that, let's talk about the cinematography and the direction of the film.
Colors. Lots and lots of colors.
Nate?
Vibrant colors at that.
The blue and red, very present. I guess just like bright against, I wouldn't say like a gray background, but it was just like extremely bright compared to everything else in the film.
Isn't the moon wonderful tonight?
There seemed to be more action in this one, but
Right.
is more better.
I think it was dull.
There, you thought it was dull.
I thought it was dull.
You didn't like the action scenes at all.
Did not.
Not one bit.
I think we should talk.
No.
Nate,
Especially
compare.
when-
Okay, go ahead.
Like when the second RoboCop came out, whatever it was called, came out. Just like he was just spraying him with a minigun, and it's just like, I don't know. It just wasn't that great. It could have been better, is what I'm saying.
I thought action scenes with Robocop were better in this one than the first one because he's doing some like equilibrium stuff. He's just not looking. Yeah.
Speaking of Robocop, let's talk about Peter Weller himself. What did you think about his performance this time?
Oh, you get to see more of him. So if you like Peter Weller, it's a plus for you, I guess.
It wasn't like, I don't think it was a huge role for him, because I mean, he was acting like a robot, I guess. but I think he did.
Peter Weller fans are unsubscribing right now.
Shanghai Security, bringing the Xing Fong to your Wing Wong. Computer security.
I really like the movie. Full of 80s action, Robocop kicking some robo-ass, robots doing drugs, hookers beating the shit out of people. I give it 4.5 tough hookers out of 5.
I felt that the movie was equal parts ridiculousness and still had a good thread from the beginning and sets up nicely for the third part. I give it 4.5 horny psychologists out of 5.
I must have you.
Horny psychologists.
I like
Ben.
Sorry. Yeah, I didn't think the story was nearly as good as the first movie. It's not tight at all. The script is kind of messy. It felt like 2 different movies, like you guys said. But I love the action, and I love some of the goofiness of it. So I'm going to give it 7 badass kids out of 10.
I didn't like this movie at all. It was horrible. Doesn't hold up. I think when I was a kid I liked it, but after like seeing it over like
20 years later.
Yeah, 20 years later, it's horrible. I'll give it 2 nukes out of 5.
2 nukes out of 5. Means you can still have a good time.
Shit, he's fucked up.
I don't know, I thought it had its parts, but it was rushed. But I actually did like it, and it's the first time I've seen Robocop, so I'm gonna give it 3 plastic suits out of 5.
I liked it. I didn't feel like it was as strong as the first one. As we talked about, I felt the story felt a little rushed. So I give it 3 gold bars out of 5.
Get on my fucking lap!
On the couch!
No. Don't be gay! Don't be gay and get on my lap! No! Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, House of Juicy. Website is coming soon. Please keep an eye out for our other videos. Keep an eye out for the other videos.
Shanghai Security.
There's no point. What are we revealing? I forgot.
Robocop 2.
It started with a picture! Dude! Okay, let me start again. I used the wrong lyric. Get back.
Don't worry about that.
I want you to get... Don't get red! Calm down.